So, do you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Well, I can tell you this. After reading this book, I can tell you it makes a huge difference on your performance. And in Dr. Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, she discusses the difference between the two and how it impacts your relationships, your business career, your ability to take on a new endeavor like learning to paint, learning to play the guitar, being better at sports. It also talks about how it impacts your children. I can tell you that in my estimation, this book gets a major V for victory, Vitruvian V for victory. Well done, Dr. Dweck. So she covers things like, all right, so when your kids come home from school with a good grade, do you tell them, wow, honey, you're so smart? Seems like a good confidence builder, right? And what kid doesn't like to hear that they are smart and intelligent? Or do you tell them, wow, sweetheart, you must have worked really, really hard on that assignment? The latter gets the child into the mindset of, hey, the reason why you performed well has nothing to do with being smart or not smart, but the fact that you put in the effort and you worked hard. This will create a mindset, a growth mindset in them that will carry over into other aspects of their life, that whether they are, say, good at sports or not. Let's say that they try to play t-ball, softball, football, whatever the case may be, and they just suck at first. If they have a growth mindset and they've been raised that way, then chances are they will have the attitude, I'm not good at this now, but I'm going to find out how to get better. And getting better becomes the goal, not about being seen as a rock star at whatever the endeavor is. In a relationship, if you have that fixed mindset where you feel like just because you cooked a bad meal for your spouse or significant other, they don't like it, you're a failure, you're a horrible cook, you're bad. That's fixed mindset. Growth mindset says, no big deal. I cooked the wrong thing. Or what could I do better? Maybe I'll ask them, hey, what do you like for me to cook? Simple little deal. But in business, if you're the type of CEO that just wants to slash, burn at all costs, get the greatest impact as quickly as you possibly can, you're more focused on short-term results versus the long haul, you are in a fixed mindset because you judge everything by your performance instead of a growth performance, which is better for the overall organization. Kind of like what Jim Collins in Good to Great calls the hedgehog, someone that puts their head down and works for the long haul. A description of this is in the book whenever Dr. Dweck talks about Lou Gerstner at IBM. Lou Gerstner, and I remember this, whenever Lou Gerstner was turning around IBM, he took a long haul approach and got beat up by Wall Street at first. IBM was kind of sucking wind, but he had a plan. It was a long-term approach, and in the end, he succeeded. Jack Welch did the exact same thing with General Electric. Anyway, the book is full of great insights. And look, here's the thing too. Listen to me. You got to hear this. You may think you're a growth mindset. You're an achiever. You're someone who is not attached your identity to being told you're smart, strong, fast, whatever the case may be. But I can almost guarantee you, somewhere in your life, you have some triggers for a fixed mindset. What Dr. Dweck does is help identify these and overcome them so that you can, if you are someone who has a natural or has developed a growth mindset, you can make it even more impactful. I know for me, I'm somewhere in the middle. I can tell you I once was an absolute fixed mindset. Great example. When I was an undergrad, I was a communications major. I would have loved to have been a sportscaster or something like that. The reason why I did not pursue newscasting or broadcasting or anything of that nature is because I thought everyone wants to do that. There's no way I could ever do that. So therefore, I had a fixed mindset. There was some profile for the person that became a newscaster or on TV, and it was not mine. So therefore, I could never do that. That is a fixed mindset. The growth mindset, if I had had that back then, would have been, what does it take? How hard will I have to work? What decisions will I have to make career-wise to make this happen? What is the actual skill set of someone who is an anchor on the news? How can I do that? That's a growth mindset. It removes these failures, which instead of, like Zig Ziglar used to always say, Failure is an event. It is not an identity. The fixed mindset will say that if I fail at this thing, I am a failure and therefore I cannot do that thing. Stay away from that thing. A growth mindset says, I didn't do well at that thing, but it means enough to me to get better at that thing. So therefore, I'm going to work and learn and figure out tips and strategies that I might not ever be world class, but I can be good enough to enjoy that. Also, a growth mindset takes the approach that my brain can be flexed just like any other muscle. Dr. Dweck actually goes into scientific proof of how you can grow your cells in your brain to increase your brain like you would your other muscles. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to read as much as I can, is because I want to do, well, like I've always said, is that reading is like push-ups for your brain. I want to do that. So with that, again, huge V Victory, great book. Book 4, number 4 in the 2021 Vitruvian reading list. Carol S. Dweck's Mindset. It's a winner. Check it out. Come back next week. I'm going to be reviewing Stephen Kotler's new book, The Art of Impossible. It is phenomenal. I'm already about a third of the way through. It's going to take me forever to finish this thing. I mean, I'm going to finish it in a week, but it's going to be tough because I'm dog-earing and taking notes. It is just, as most of Kotler's writings are, it is phenomenal. So check back with me. I'll give you that review. And until then, thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the channel. And please, as a part of my way to want to improve always and always, I want your feedback. Please share with me books that you've liked. Share with me tips and tricks on how you've improved your nutrition, your health, your cognitive acuity, all these things. Tell me how I can be better at this. Tell me what you want to see in a book review that will help you decide whether or not it's a topic that you might actually check out. Okay, so with that, thanks for watching. Keep it real.